Y ahora, Christos, please come up. Thank you so much. Un aplauso. Y os presento Marina Bernardo, el intérprete para esta noche. Thank you so much for coming. This is a gorgeous movie.
Thank you much for inviting me, and yes, and you are all very brave that you stayed until now.
I
Som
wanted to
molt
welcome
valents
you to Brain.
de quedar-vos ara, després de la pel·lícula.
This movie has so many things that I want to talk about, but first of all, I want to talk about it in the context of a Brain Film Fest. And there's several things, but I wanted to start with how you came up with the concept. It's a film that deals with grief, isolation, feeling out of this world in a way. You wrote the script with someone else. How did you come up with it? Tell me about it.
Sí, bueno, podríem parlar de moltes coses després de veure la pel·lícula, però sí, ja que estem al Brain Film Festival, i he pensat que en aquest context podríem començar a parlar del concepte que hi ha darrere la pel·lícula. És una pel·lícula que tracta el tema de la pena, de l'aïllament, que ens fa sentir fora del nostre cos, fora de lloc. És com si estiguéssim en un somni. La vas escriure amb una altra persona, amb l'Stavros Raptis. Ens podries parlar una mica del concepte i de l'origen del guió?
He didn't say Stavros Raptis. I don't know how he knew it.
I said you wrote it with someone. I forgot to say his name.
Yes, the idea came to me around 8 years now ago, 9 years ago, that I was dealing with the loss of my father, and I was trying to understand how selective is our memory and how you can erase something that hurts you, and if you will erase it, are you going to lose your existence? And in general, a lot of questions around our memory. And do you want to translate in order not to... Yes. Because, yes, it's longer.
Sí, la idea va sortir, la vaig tenir fa uns 8 anys, o potser més, uns 9 anys, quan m'estava enfrontant a la pèrdua del meu pare, i intentava entendre com funciona la nostra memòria, si és selectiva, què és el que esborrem de la nostra memòria i com, si borrem algunes coses de la memòria, doncs perdem la nostra existència.
And in general, the main question was that if we are the things we don't forget, because somehow we are our memories. So all these questions were in my mind, and I tried to put myself, because a lot of people around me were forgetting very easily. In general, I think that our society forgets very easily. Even now, for example, with the war in Ukraine, I think the first week, it was so trendy, all the news, and right now it's becoming less and less and less. And for sure, we are, as a society, something like that. And so I tried to put myself in the position of the main character and somehow to create a world that all the people around are amnesiacs and they are forgetting very easily.
En general, bàsicament el que crec és que nosaltres som aquelles coses que no oblidem, som els nostres records. I estava intentant fer front a tot això, pensant en totes aquestes idees i com en general, ara mateix en el nostre món, el món que vivim, ens oblidem de les coses amb molta facilitat. Per posar un exemple ara amb la guerra a l'Ucraïna, les notícies cada cop es parla menys i menys del tema i crec que nosaltres com a societat és el que estem patint. Estem perdent més i més cada cop. Així que m'estava identificant una mica amb el personatge principal i volia crear aquest món entorn a aquest personatge.
What is Bardem? Not Javier. What is Bardem that you said? You said Bardem?
Bardem. We lose. In Catalan.
I heard Bardem. I was like, Javier Bardem? What is the relation with the movie?
In this festival, we talk a lot about memory loss because we deal a lot, we speak about films about the Alzheimer's and stuff. It's interesting to see how you resolve this in the film in a pathos way, in a comical way, with all these exercises and how did you come up with that, and how did you decide which ones, and what was the logic there?
We did a lot of research. We talked with a lot of scientists about it. No. No, we didn't do any research at all. I mean, I don't know if a scientist can tell us that this is wrong, I'm okay.
Maybe there's a scientist here who can tell us if it's wrong.
We didn't want to present something. It's an allegory about life. So, of course, we didn't want to create something that is totally realistic. And yes, all these are, we invented them. I mean, we created them from the scratch. And it was funny to create all this. For example, the one with the boxes that they are in the hospital, it was an old, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going too fast, yes. Do you want to? No, are you okay?
Yes.
Great. This one with the boxes was a TV game that in 90s that you have to select. I mean, it was exactly the same. So I remembered it since then, and I copied from there. But in general, yes, we were trying to find things to play with that.
Sí, la pregunta era, en quant a la pèrdua de memòria, com resols tot aquest tema, o, per exemple, com veu pensar en els exercicis que es fan per recuperar aquesta memòria. Doncs la veritat és que no sé si hi ha algun científic a la sala, però la veritat és que no vam consultar ni vam fer cap recerca. Volíem crear tot aquest món que fos inventat i ens ho vam passar bastant bé. Per exemple, l'exercici de les capses que fan a l'hospital el vam copiar d'un programa d'un joc que es feia a la televisió als anys 90 i és exactament el mateix. Així que vam pensar en aquests exercicis d'aquesta manera.
I was referring more to the task. Once that you have your memory lost, that there's a system to like take pictures and all these kind of exercises that they had to do, which was both funny and also interesting because later we see if it's working or not and whatnot. And the idea behind that was so genius in a way. Also, the whole idea of using technology that was older. It doesn't feel like it's now in time. How did you come up with that, or what was the logic? I mean, there's obviously a throwback feeling, right?
Sí, també em referia a totes aquestes tasques que han de fer els personatges un cop han perdut la memòria, tots aquests exercicis, fer-se les fotos, a la vegada és divertit però també és interessant si funcionen aquestes tasques o no. I també volia referir-me a aquesta tecnologia que surt, una tecnologia de fa uns anys que és vella, que representa que no és ara, no estem en aquesta època. Com veu pensar en totes aquestes coses?
In general, for the tasks, we try to create different and to find different moments of a common life. For example, the first one that is with a bicycle, there is this phrase in Greek, I don't know, I'm sure that there is also here in Spanish, that when you learn how to ride a bike, you will never forget. And in general, we started from the childhood until the last one that was related with a death. And we wanted to create, average, common memories of an average person. And somehow also accidentally, the doctors were creating actually one person. It's like one replica because everybody was living the same and the same moments.
Doncs en general aquestes tasques vam pensar que havien de representar els moments d'una vida comuna, d'una vida normal i corrent, com per exemple l'anar en bici. Hi ha una dita, una frase en grec, que és que un cop aprens a anar en bici mai te n'oblides. I és el que volíem, representar totes aquestes tasques d'una vida normal des de la infantesa fins la mort. I vam crear tots aquests records que una persona normal pot tenir i que són comuns a tothom. I és el que els doctors a la pel·lícula és el que estan fent, creant una rèplica d'una persona.
And at the same time, with all these tasks, we were trying, every task, for example, for us, was meaning something different in the emotion that was creating to the main character. And at the same time, a lot of these actions were, activities were activities that I lived also in my life. No, I have never slept with a girl in a toilet, but yes.
Yeah, be careful what you say there.
Yes, but I have crashed a car, not in a tree. I have been in a strip club. Yes, I have done some of them, yes.
I a la vegada volíem que aquestes tasques que havien de fer tinguessin un significat i que que tinguessin un significat pel personatge principal. Són activitats que jo mateix he fet a la meva vida. Potser el de tenir sexe en un lavabo no, però xocar el cotxe sí, no amb un arbre, anar a un club de striptease també.
And something else, because you asked also about the nostalgic approach in general, but something else about the tasks and the whole treatment that they follow is that somehow we wanted to recreate what people are doing right now with social media and Instagram and other social media platforms, because in a way they see something, they imitate it, they take a selfie with a Polaroid filter and then they upload it in a digital photo album that somebody is coming and starts commenting if it's okay or not, if they like it. So it's exactly the same like what these people were doing. They were hearing something, the main protagonist, imitating it, taking a selfie with a Polaroid, putting it in a normal photo album, and then the doctors, without any privacy for him, they were getting into his apartment, taking the photo and just commenting if it was okay or not.
Yeah, this film is so cool on so many levels because it is a commentary not just on grief and on isolation. And we'll get to, for those of you who don't know, this film was shot completely before COVID happened.
Yes.
So, you're going to make me look bad.
But we predicted the pandemic.
Yeah, you predicted it.
Yes.
You predicted it.
We were waiting to release it at the moment that the pandemic was.
But what I was getting at was that, in fact, from what I understand, the title is not just apples in terms of apples that we see in the movie, but there's another meaning behind it, right?
Yes, but maybe she has to translate.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're better at this than me.
Yes, we can go sentence by sentence, maybe.
No, it's okay.
No?
Whatever is better for you.
I prefer sentence by sentence.
Okay.
Okay, or word by word.
No, word by word. No, that wouldn't work. Sí, volíem aquesta nostàlgia de la que parlaves en quant a la tecnologia. Doncs el que volíem fer també, fins a cert punt, és recrear el que està passant a les xarxes socials, per exemple, a Instagram. En aquests moments, la gent el que fa és que veu una cosa, la imita, es fa una foto, un selfie i la puja perquè els seus seguidors puguin posar ok o si li agrada o no. I de fet el protagonista és el que està fent amb aquestes tasques, està fent el mateix. Es fa aquestes fotos amb la Polaroid i després les posa en aquest àlbum que els doctors, sense respectar cap privacitat, entren a l'apartament i poden mirar i veure les fotos que s'ha fet, les activitats. Llavors, aquesta pel·lícula no és només sobre la pena i l'aïllament, sinó que tinc entès, ha dit l'Alícia, que es va filmar abans de la pandèmia de la Covid i el director ha dit que sí, que vam predir aquesta pandèmia i sí que es va presentar la pel·lícula tot just quan estaven enmig de la pandèmia. I la següent pregunta de l'Alícia refereix al títol, perquè Apples el títol no només es refereix a les pomes que surten a la pel·lícula, sinó que té un altre significat.
It's apples, it's not manzanas? Ah, I thought it was
She's
manzanas.
translating in
Pomes in
Catalan.
Catalan.
Okay. You're translating in Catalan? Fuck.
There's two languages here.
I didn't got it. And if there are, okay, yes.
Wait, first the title Apples, then we'll get to the...
We need another translator. So about the title, Apples. My father, because I wrote the script for my father, as I said, he used to eat a lot of apples, and he was eating 7 to 8 apples per day, and he had a very strong memory. No, I will go sentence by sentence, as I told you.
Doncs sí, el títol. Com he dit, quan vaig escriure el guió estava pensant en el meu pare i era una persona que menjava 7-8 pomes al dia i tenia una memòria molt potent.
So then I checked on internet if there is a connection between apples and memory, and I found in one website that apples can improve your memory, and I said, okay, if it is in one website, then it's truth.
Llavors ho vaig mirar, ho vaig consultar a internet i vaig veure que sí que podia haver una connexió entre les pomes i la memòria. Llavors vaig pensar, si està a una pàgina web és que és veritat.
Actually, it was a blog more. It was written very clear that pineapples can improve your memory.
De fet, era un blog, però estava bastant clar, posava que hi havia aquesta relació. Si menges pomes, tens una bona memòria.
This joke will be lost in translation, I'm sorry. And yes, and that's the other reason. And the last reason is because somehow I believe that we store our data right now in devices and not in our mind and in our memories. So we store our data and our memories in devices like this one. So we put our memories in our apples, and that's why.
L'última raó per aquest títol és perquè ara mateix el que fem és guardem totes les dades, tots els nostres records en aquests aparells que són d'Apple, de la marca Apple.
So, going back to how this was filmed before the pandemic, before COVID, how did you feel about that? You made a whole movie about how a virus took over and the whole world stopped, but it's the way you treat it here, it's playfully treated. And when it all started happening, what did you think?
You mean the real pandemic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's interesting how it's portrayed in your film as versus what really ended up happening in terms of it's more, you can tell me it's more playful, it must have felt weird that you had kind of foreseen it.
For sure, but I will translate first and then.
Okay.
En quant a la pel·lícula, el que comentàvem abans, es va rodar abans de la pandèmia de la Covid, però tracta del mateix tema, un virus que colpeja el món. El que passa és que en la pel·lícula ho tractes d'una manera com graciosa o divertida, i la meva pregunta és quina comparació hi ha en com ha afectat aquesta pandèmia en la realitat, al món real. És una mica estrany, potser?
First of all, for me, the movie is not about a pandemic. It's clearly an allegory about life and about our society, and we are using the pandemic as a device in order to make some comments about our society. Then, for sure, when the real pandemic came, I was like, okay, we're fucked. This movie will never be released because nobody will want to watch a movie about a pandemic when the actual pandemic is there. But it happened exactly the opposite. So I don't know. And about what you asked about how we created a pandemic that looks a little bit more playful, I'm not a big fan of movies that are self-serious. I prefer when movies are mixed with everything like our life is. Because our life is, I mean, we are making the films and we are actually showing to the audience what they can watch. And we have learned to the audience to watch very self-serious movies, and they believe that this is normal, but it's not normal, I think. Normal is something that is more a mixture of different emotions and different, as I said, as our life. So for me, the tone that I'm always looking in a film and the tone that I want to continue creating in a film, I call it Melancholic Smile, and that's what I want to continue
It's a great
making.
name.
I want also to make a production company, Melancholic Smile. Yes, one day.
De fet, la pel·lícula no és sobre una pandèmia, sinó que és una al·legoria de la vida. La pandèmia és un mecanisme que fem servir per fer un comentari sobre la nostra societat actual. Llavors, quan va passar la pandèmia real, vaig pensar estem fotuts perquè la gent no voldrà anar a veure una pel·lícula que tracta sobre una pandèmia. En quant a la creació d'aquesta o al to de la pel·lícula, que és una mica de comèdia, jo no soc fan de les pel·lícules que són molt serioses. Prefereixo pel·lícules en les que hi hagi una barreja de sentiments i de coses com són les nostres vides, perquè portem molt de temps volent transmetre missatges a través de pel·lícules molt serioses i crec que l'audiència rep millor les pel·lícules en les que hi ha una barreja de tons, que és el que passa a la vida normal. Així que sempre dic que m'agrada aquesta mena de to que és com un somriure melancòlic.
Yeah, in fact, this was the second time I viewed the film, and I actually forgot about how funny it was. And it is funny, how many funny moments there were, because for some reason it stayed with, the grief of the end and the pathos. It's brilliantly put together in that way. And I want to talk about the main actor, Aris Servatalis. Did I say that right? This isn't the first time you worked with him. You did a short film with him as well, also about grief in many ways, a recurring theme for you. How much of it is collaboration? Did you guys improvise? Did you come up with, just the movement, the quiet performance that said so much? Can you talk to me about that? Thank you.
Doncs aquest és el segon cop que he vist la pel·lícula i hi ha aquests moments graciosos i crec que és una barreja molt bona de comèdia i de patiment també. I amb això volia parlar de l'actor principal, perquè també vau treballar junts al teu curt, a un dels seus curts, i que també és sobre la pena, que crec que és un tema recurrent a les teves pel·lícules. Com va ser la col·laboració amb l'actor? Veu improvisar una mica? O sobretot m'agradaria parlar d'aquesta actuació que és tan callada, en poques paraules.
Because I worked with Aris in the past, it was very easy for me to know exactly what he can do on the screen in general on set. And he was working also as a dancer. He started as a dancer, so I know how strong is his body language. And we tried in a way to take advantage of that. And I asked him, for example, in the rehearsals to watch, in the preparation of the film, to watch some movies of Jacques Tati and Jim Carrey. I know that there are two different totally approaches, but Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and The Truman Show, and to combine these two different approaches. It's like, I don't know, people are saying that it looks like Buster Keaton, so I don't know if you will put in the blender Jacques Tati and Jim Carrey, the result is Buster Keaton probably, but yes.
Doncs sí, conec l'actor bastant bé perquè havíem treballat abans i sé de què és capaç de fer. Sé que és també un bon ballarí i que la seva expressió corporal és molt potent i volia aprofitar aquestes característiques. De fet, li vaig demanar que als assajos, o abans de venir als assajos, que veiés pel·lícules del Jim Carrey, per exemple, el show de Truman, i de l'altre actor, Zach Tati. And the movie was...
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Que són dos apropaments molt diferents, però volia una combinació d'aquests dos. Hi ha persones que diuen que l'actuació de l'actor els ha fet recordar el Buster Keaton. No sé si... No és el que jo pretenia, però potser sí que ha sortit així.
Congratulations, it's very well, the performance and the directing of everything. I want to leave a little space here for if anyone wants to ask questions, so we can open it to questions. Don't be shy, if not, I'll keep asking questions. So.
You are wearing a mask, so nobody will recognize you.
You're anonymous.
Ningú us reconeixerà, o sigui que podeu fer preguntes sense problema.
Hola. Què significa, ho faig en català, ja traduiràs, què significa que hi ha moments que sembla que no vulgui recordar? O sigui, el que és, saps? El gos i altres, el de les pomes, quan li diuen que van bé per la memòria.
So what's the meaning of the fact that at certain moments the main character doesn't want to remember, for instance, when he sees the dog or when he's told that if he eats apples that improves his memory? What's the meaning of that?
Actually, it's his secret that he's trying. For me, I don't know how somebody will interpret the film and how they will understand what we're trying to say with the film, but because, as Alicia said, this is a movie about grief and about loss, and he was dealing with the loss from the beginning, and he was trying to be like everybody else and to be an amnesiac, and to get into this treatment in order to create a new life and to start a new life. And that's why there are many moments that actually there are hints that they prove that he remembered. So two of them were the two that you mentioned.
Doncs crec que en aquests dos moments justament veiem el seu secret. Per mi, en realitat, no sé com ho podeu interpretar, però com ha dit l'Alicia, és una pel·lícula que tracta sobre la pena i la pèrdua. I el que està fent al començament el que vol fer és intentar ser com qualsevol altra persona quan s'està enfrontant a aquests sentiments. I el que fa és crear i començar una nova vida. Però justament és quan té aquests records, quan se'n recorda del gos o de les pomes, doncs que veiem que està amagant un secret.
Yeah, in fact, that moment, I think it's so subtle and it's so powerful. You're watching it, you think, so when you finally I was surprised by it. You didn't realize, it's like the first clue that
You mean the one with the dog?
Yeah, of course. That's when you realize that he's been pretending.
There are hints from the beginning of the film, but in a more subtle way.
Oh, well, that's when I got it. Yeah, so sorry.
Sí, l'Alicia ha comentat, és molt subtil, no? Però en aquell moment ho estàs veient i llavors és quan te n'adones que està amagant aquest secret que en realitat sí que té memòria, sí que se'n recorda. I el director ha comentat que hi ha altres moments abans que potser són més subtils i per això no ens hem adonat.
¿Alguna pregunta más?
Hola, Bueno, yo lo hago en castellano porque si intento en inglés sería muy surrealista, aunque divertido. Me ha gustado mucho la película, como la has contado en imágenes, esta mezcla que tiene de amargura y de humor muy extraño, ¿no? También muy cáustico. El momento de las manzanas a mí me ha parecido súper bonito, el momento en que está llenando el saco de las manzanas y ahí yo ahí me he dado cuenta de que él no quiere recordar. Y he pensado, qué caprichosos somos los seres humanos, ¿no? Con el tema de la memoria. Unas veces queremos olvidar y otras veces nos empeñamos en recordar, ¿no? Porque para mí el tema del recuerdo es muy interesante, me apasiona porque tiene que ver con la identidad. Y bueno, para no extenderme, cuando se hacían las fotos, he pensado en esto que has comentado de las redes, ¿no? De los selfies, de que si te haces la foto al lado de la Torre Eiffel, pues ya has vivido París, ¿no? Aunque no hayas hecho más que la foto. Y he recordado los replicantes de Blade Runner, que tenían unas fotografías también guardadas que significaban un pasado, ¿no? Y eran alguien con identidad porque tenían esas fotografías. No sé si tú has pensado en esto de estas fotografías de Blade Runner. Y después, nada, para acabar, tú has dicho que te gusta que haya humor, bueno, la pena y el humor, porque es como la vida misma, y en tu película se refleja el momento de Batman, puede suceder cualquier día, desde luego. O sea, lo veo posible. Gracias.
Was that in Spanish? Yes. So now you have to translate in Catalan and then in English?
Everyone understands both
okay.
here.
Okay, yes, okay.
So I love...
She'll translate for you now.
I loved your movie. I love the way you tell the story in the images and how you mix this grief and some kind of humor as well. For me, the image or the scene where when the main character is putting the apples in a bag, I think that it's amazing for me because I realize how we remember things and how we humans are capricious sometimes. No, sometimes we want to forget, others we want to remember, and I love this topic of memories and our identity. In fact, I agree with you that this image of how they have to take photos of themselves when they are carrying out those tasks made me think of the social media. No, you take a selfie when you're visiting the Eiffel Tower, and it means that you have experienced Paris somehow. And it also made me think about the replicants in Blade Runner. I don't know if you had that idea in mind too, when they are looking at those photos of their past, and in fact those photos are the ones which give them their identity. So my question was if you thought about that too. And also, and the last part of my question is, you said that you wanted to mix humor and grief because this is how life works. There's humor and there's grief as well. And I think that the scene with Batman in the film is completely realistic and possible nowadays.
With Batman?
I had a conversation with Chihuahua one night.
With?
Chihuahua?
Who is?
Chewbacca.
I
Wars.
never got Star Wars, sorry.
Maybe it's my Star Wars. Sorry.
Yes, first of all, of course I love Blade Runner, and Blade Runner is always a ref in what we're creating. But it was more, as I said, it was more a commentary on social media, and in a way, how we live every moment more. I mean, we forget to live the moment, and we care more about the photo than to live the moment, and to prove that we are living in a way through social media to other people. So yes, and then I don't know if you talked with what is the name? Yes.
Who?
But yes, Batman is out there. I mean, it's also in the cinemas at the moment. So I think he's for sure somewhere, and for sure as you said, we were trying to combine comedic, and also this moment with Batman is, because nobody knows who is Batman. I wanted to put in the movie in a voiceover somebody shouting and saying Bruce Wayne, but we didn't do it.
Pues sí, la verdad es que sí, también en cuanto a la referencia a Blade Runner, bueno, me encanta y siempre intento mantener las referencias a esta película. Como hemos dicho, sí, es una crítica a las redes sociales porque nos hacemos la foto y nos olvidamos realmente de vivir el momento, ¿no? Lo que hacemos con la foto es demostrar a los demás pues, que hemos experimentado esto. No sé si en realidad has hablado con Chihuahua, lo que sí te puedo decir es que sí, Batman está ahí fuera, está en los cines y como has dicho queríamos hacer esta combinación, ¿no? De humor y pena y de hecho en esta escena, en la escena en la que sale esta persona disfrazada de Batman, queríamos poner en off alguien que gritara, sí, es Bruce Wayne, ¿no? Cuando hacen la pregunta de si conocen a Batman.
She's amazing. ¿Alguna pregunta más?
Hola, jo volia comentar que m'ha entusiasmat la pel·lícula i específicament m'ha suggerit també tota una crítica a l'estament mèdic. Crec que és sublim el retrat de l'estaf mèdic i, per altra banda, m'ha fet pensar que de vegades hi ha situacions que són pèrdues vitals, són dols i que de vegades es tracten com amb medicaments, cosa que penso que és un error. Les pèrdues vitals, els dols, s'han d'acompanyar, no cal medicar-los. Aquesta ha sigut una mica la meva, el moment en què he lligat que és molt real de vegades a l'agafar per orgànics aspectes que són emocionals. I també volia dir que l'aproximació és molt distanciada, però alhora al final es aconsegueix una gran empatia amb el personatge que el trobem molt tendre. Gràcies.
Yeah, I love the film, and I think that it also suggests some criticism towards the medical establishment and how doctors deal with certain feelings. For instance, when we lose somebody, or when we have these moments or situations of loss, instead of mourning, the doctors from medicine, they deal with that with drugs, and I think that's a mistake, because mourning is a question of accompanying somebody, not giving them drugs. So I think there is a very real situation in which emotions are treated as something organic. And also I loved your approach in the film from the beginning. It seems that you take some distance towards the main character, but towards the end we see this empathy and this tenderness towards the character.
Thank you, first of all. Yes, in general, I believe that the doctor is exactly as you described. I mean, is there a doctor here? No. Oh.
I'm sure there are doctors here.
¿Hay algún doctor en la sala?
I have the feeling that sometimes they deal with people that actually, I mean, for them it's like another object. And in a way also the doctors, how they were creating probably this, it's like the scene that they're talking about the Molotov cocktail, and he was like, yes, let's do this. I mean, it's like, okay, let's put also this, let's put that, but it's not that they care actually about the amnesiacs or what they are doing. And that's why we tried also to portray doctors a little bit in a more comedic way. Yes, and I will continue, please.
Sí, moltes gràcies per pel comentari. Jo crec que sí, que en general, tal com dius, penso que sí, que els doctors tenen aquesta, o l'estaf mèdic té aquesta aproximació. Crec que de vegades, en lloc de tractar amb humans, sembla que estem tractant amb objectes, i volia reflectir això quan els doctors a la pel·lícula estan creant i parlen d'aquest còctel molotov, d'anar afegint coses i coses i coses, però no s'estan realment preocupant del pacient. I per això hem volgut fer aquesta descripció o mostrar els doctors d'aquesta manera una mica en clau de comèdia.
I'm sure that the two who just left are doctors, but...
Segur que les dues persones que han marxat són doctors.
But I forgot the second part of the question. The second part was about...
And distance from the beginning.
Yes. We try to approach the movie in general to find all the time we were trying in the movie to find balances between, for example, comedy and drama, and how we can show the hints without making it very obvious for the audience. And that was another balance that we were trying to create about how we can approach the film and we can go gradually closer and closer and closer to him in order to feel and feel and feel more his emotions and more his truth.
Sí, crec que aquesta pel·lícula, sobretot, el que hem tractat és de trobar l'equilibri, tant amb la comèdia i el drama, com amb aquests detalls subtils, de no fer-los o d'amagar aquest secret que té el personatge i no fer-lo tan obvi. I aquest és un altre equilibri que hem volgut trobar a la pel·lícula. És aquesta gradació d'anar des d'aquesta aproximació més distant fins al final viure i sentir i viure la veritat d'aquest personatge.
¿Y a una pregunta más?
Hi. Puc parlar en anglès si tradueixes? Sisplau. Thank you so much. I really like your movie. I think you did a very beautiful...
Speak up a little bit.
Thank you very much. I think you did a very beautiful movie, very touching. I would like to know, I think the actor is, I cannot imagine a better actor for that character. I think it's perfect. But I want to know if it was deliberate from your part that since he is very tall, in some moments he looks, all the things around look so little for him. The pants are short, the jacket is kind of tight but also too short in the sleeves. Of course, the bicycle is super tiny. Even the girl is small if you compare both. At the moment when he's dancing, he has to shrink in order to fit. So I realized that, and then it was surprising for me because I would say that when you are grieving or you're in a situation like that, it's the other way around. You feel kind of small, and you know. But here, it seems like this is a person bigger than or larger than the situation that he is being put into. So I would like to know if it was on purpose and what was your idea about that.
Yes, very, very clever comment because it's exactly this, but I will explain.
Moltes gràcies, m'ha encantat la pel·lícula i crec que no em puc imaginar un actor millor per fer aquest paper. Jo crec que és perfecte. I volia preguntar si ha estat deliberada aquesta situació en la que ell és un personatge, es veu que és alt, i que tot el que el rodeja sembla petit. Els pantalons li van petits, la jaqueta també, la bicicleta al començament, la noia també, quan estan ballant es pot veure la diferència d'estatura. Sembla que el personatge s'hagi d'encollir tota l'estona. Llavors no sé exactament si si és perquè la persona en realitat és més gran de tot el que li rodeja. Llavors, volia saber si això ho havies fet a propòsit.
Yes, completely. I mean that we try to do that. And he's not so tall as you believe. I mean, he's very skinny and he looks a little bit taller. But in general, that's why the trousers that he was wearing were much shorter and the bicycle was very small. Because he didn't belong in that world. So he didn't belong in the world that they were building for him. And that's why also when they have to select one costume to go to this costume party, he selects the one with the astronaut because it's like that he's coming from another world, from another planet, for this world that they are building to him. That was also another symbolic thing that we created, even if it was also a ref. The whole costume party is a ref on movies from the past. I mean, this is to Space Odyssey, to the 2001 Space Odyssey, or to there's the skeleton guy who is a ref to Karate Kid, if you remember Karate Kid, that when they were chasing Ralph Macchio, some skeleton guys, or then Batman, Catwoman, and much more.
Sí, totalment. Ha estat deliberat. De fet, l'actor no és tan alt, però sí que és molt prim, llavors sembla que sigui més alt. Però sí que és veritat que els pantalons fossin molt curts o la bicicleta tan petita estava feta a posta. Més que res per mostrar que ell no pertany a aquest món que li han creat. I, per exemple, quan ha d'escollir o quan va a la festa de disfresses, ell escolleix aquesta disfressa d'astronauta perquè ell se sent com que és d'un altre món. I llavors això és un altre element simbòlic que vam pensar per la pel·lícula. També la festa de disfresses és un referent de pel·lícules d'abans, com per exemple la disfressa d'astronauta del 2001, Una odissea en l'espacio, o per exemple la disfressa dels esquelets fa referència a Karate Kid. No sé si se'n recordeu que el personatge del Ralph Di Macchio hi ha una festa de disfresses o li ataca un grup de nois que va disfressat d'esquelets. I també la disfressa del Batman, de Catwoman, sí, és tot deliberat.
How you did that? I mean, you remember Ralph Macchio? Very good.
Well, thank you so much for coming tonight. And I want to say to the audience, your questions are wonderful. I was trying to keep this general, and I'm so happy that you had such good questions, very specifically. I think this film is amazing. His direction is so deliberate, so precise. Chapo, no sé.
Moltes gràcies.
And his next film is called Fingernails, and I can't wait to see it.
Sí, la seva propera pel·lícula es diu Fingernails.
No, la próxima. ¿Qué
la
está
propera,
haciendo?
sí, la que està treballant ara.
Bueno.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Espero que volvéis mañana, que seguimos con un día de muchas películas y muchas cosas. Buenas noches.